Haste was a grip of a dreadful armor strife, a ruthless love intent only to possess. That is what Namanya, only to possess, intent only to possess. That is the character of God. Has here replaced the sweet original God, forgetting the will to love that gave it birth, the passion to lock itself in and to unite. It would swallow all into one lonely self, devouring the soul that had made its own by suffering and annihilations of pain, punishing the unwillingness of the one, the angry, punishing one angry with the refusals of the world, passionate to take but knowing not how to give. That is what happens in the case of intense love. Now here, forgetting the will to love, this is reminiscent of Nietzsche's phrase, will to be, will to become. Nietzsche's phrase, will to be, will to become, will to love. Shivandu has here, the poet has adapted Nietzsche. Forgetting the will to love that gave it birth, the passion to lock itself in and to unite, it would swallow all into one lonely self. That is what it do, swallow all. That is what the temptation is there for. See? Now it is this will to love, forgetting the will to love, he is the transfigured, he is now become the tempter. Forgetting the will to love. He wants to kind of absorb everything into love. Savitri, you have done wonderful. Come and stay here. That is what it means. Death's somber cowl was cast from nature's brow. There lightened on her the goddess' lurking love. Cast from nature's brow, there lightened on her the goddess' lurking love. I don't know. This her is for Savitri or for nature. Death's somber cowl was cast from nature's brow. There lightened on her the goddess' lurking love. But possibly it is more Savitri, her. There lightened on her the goddess' lurking love. All grace and glory and all divinity were here collected in a single form. All worshipped eyes looked through his from one face. He bore all Godheads in his grandiose limbs. All Godheads in his grandiose limbs. Pardon?
He is death.
He is the God, death.
He is death.
Godhead.
Godhead.
Godhead, death, same. They stand here.
He is death.
Death's somber cowl was cast from nature's brow. There lightened on her the Godhead, that is death, lurking love. But this her, I would still say it is more for in the context of Savitri than nature. All worshipped eyes looked through his from one face. He bore all Godheads in his grandiose limbs. So everybody is there now in him. Cowl was cast from nature's brow.
Okay. And after there lightened on her. Her could be the nature.
Yeah, but you see, this is more universal than that. I know, I mean, this is one single sentence. Yeah, Yeah, it is a single. But you see, this allows, although the contextually it will go immediately get connected with nature. But if you see by itself, there lightened on her the goddess lurking love
Because the summer cold
is gone. So what that would mean is that it is nature who is now seeing this lurking love, not Savitri. Yeah, yeah. This somber cowl was cast from nature's brow. See, the whole point is why suddenly nature is brought into picture here. There is no context here earlier.
exactly why is he burning in
Huh?
nature? Why is he burning in nature now?
There is no context immediately available here.
No reference.
They lightened on her the goddess lurking. See, this nature appears rather abruptly here, without immediate context. All glory, all grace and glory, and all divinity were here collected in a single form. All worshipped eyes looked through. See, this nature's sudden appearance has to be then linked up with the will to love. That's the only connection which is possible between the appearance of nature and will to love. All grace and glory and all grace and glory and all divinity were here collected in a single form. All worshipped eyes looked through his from one face. He bore the Godheads in his grandiose name. Now, this one reminds us of Savitri's experience when she is about to discover her soul. What we did last time, earlier, long ago. 125.35. Savitri is on the verge of discovering her soul. She is going from place to place in the inner chamber, what we did last time. A sealed identity within her woke in Savitri. She knew herself the beloved of the Supreme. These gods and goddesses were he and she. The mother was she of beauty and delight, the word in Brahma's vast creating clasp, the word puissance on Almighty Shiva's lap, the master and the mother of all lives, watching that worlds their twin God had made, and Krishna and Radha forever entwined in bliss. The adorer and adored, self-lost and one. He bore all goddess in his grandiose limbs. So all these people who are which Savitri is seeing, gods and goddesses, mother of beauty, word and Brahma, world puissance and Shiva, Shiva and Parvati, Vishnu and Lakshmi, Brahma and Saraswati, they are all one. He bore all goddess in his grandiose limbs. That is the kind of experience Savitri had in her inner soul. And she is now here in front of her.
How can he have all the godheads in himself?
Every godhead is in him.
How
He
come?
is the supreme.
Who is he then?
He is the supreme.
That.
Ah.
That
It is the Supreme Himself who is death, whom you are seeing as death. It is Supreme Himself whom you are seeing until now as death. It is Supreme Himself. All grace and glory and all divinity, you say it is all divinity, were here collected in a single form. All worshipped eyes looked through His from one face. He bore all goddess in His grandiose limb. An oceanic spirit dwelt within, intolerant and invincible in joy, a flood of freedom and transcendent bliss. Into immortal lines of beauty rose. In Him the fourfold being bore crown. See, this is what we start seeing. Yeah. Fourfold being. We are going to Upanishad there, see. We will take up this next time.
Can I ask one question about this death being supreme? Because there were those four beings and they turned into the opposite. But death and falsehood are two different beings there.
Different meaning?
Yes.
How?
So there is the suffering, and then there's the death, and then there is a lot of falsehood, and then
that is a mother story of cosmic creation.
Yes, exactly.
Now, behind all that, this death is different than mother's death.
This death is different than mother's death.
Yes.
But how can it be different?
Well, it is.
Death is death, no?
She is narrating in the form of a story. It's not only all that. And she is not giving the full description of that thing. She is only giving a part of the story.
Oh, that you
Yeah.
know that.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Why doesn't she say that?
Because she says that it is in the universal manifestation. Now this is beyond the universal manifestation. She is not asked any question about that. She has not told about that. You have to see only in that context. Hello. You have to see that thing only in the context of universal manifestation. Mother story.
Everything was dying, stars are dying.
Yeah.
Suns
So
are dying.
she says
Everything is there.
in the cosmic manifestation it happened. They separated from the soul. That is a thing which happened much later in the process of manifestation. And after that, what is going to happen? She has not narrated, she has not asked.
Nobody asked her to explain
No,
this.
I think we should not mix up the figure of death with the story in which mother is using the word death.
Yeah,
It's not that. No, it's not that. No. That is all right up to a certain manner, in a certain manner to understand a graph, a certain thing like a story, a small bit of it, narrative.
But they are four, and they
Yeah.
change or they disappear.
Yeah.
That's true, no?
Yeah. I mean, there are four. One has converted, one has disappeared, two are still there.
Yes.
But that is in the cosmic manifestation. Now, this is something different. This is, I would say, deeper than that. In fact, nobody had asked the mother the question about those four powers, death. She is talking death in what context? She is talking death. Life became death. This is something more than that. This is something more than that. Life became death. The consciousness became inconscious. Bliss became. So life became death. That is in a certain context. You see. This is something now beyond that.
She spoke about the four asura.
We are talking of four asura.
Yeah, I mean, we can understand that there's different. This death
Yeah.
is not the asura.
No, this death is different than that. That you have to see that. You see. In fact, I told you earlier also, the figure of death which we have got in the Indian tradition, Yama, Yamaraj, Dharmaraj, he is depicted in two ways. He is cruel, very harsh, very stern. At the same time, he is the upholder of the law of the right. He is the supreme. He is the son. He is the son of the Son himself. Vivasvata. Vivasvata is the Sun God. So it is he who is described in two forms. In the Vyasa story, which we had read earlier, Savitri says, "You look to be very beautiful, very impressive, and at the same time very stern and all that thing." She sees both the aspects in the figure of Yama there. Benign, beautiful, and at the same time harsh and difficult. Now these two aspects are being separated out here. When you see on this side, he is very cruel, very harsh, and all that thing. When you see on the other side, he is very benign, very beautiful, very generous, that kind of a Dharmaraj. She is Dharmaraj, upholder of the law of the right of Dharma. So both the aspects are present in the figure of Yama. In the Vedic story, there is a very beautiful description. See, these you have to see in many contexts. Not only mother story is a small narrative in it, and you have to limit the implications of the narrative only to that part alone. In the Rigveda, there is a shloka. There, the shloka says that Yama, Vivasvata, he is the son of Vivasvana, sun god. He is sitting under the palasha tree and drinking the wine of immortality is shown there. Now, that is a very, very beautiful description in the sense that he is sitting under the palasha tree. Palasha means, what do you call, the flame of the forest. That's a common name, you see. The flame of the forest, or what the mother calls, the significance of that flame, mother says, beginning of the supramental realization. Flame of the forest, mother's significance, beginning of the supramental realization. Now, this man is sitting under this tree and drinking wine there. What does that signify? The beginning of supramental realization. The Vedic sloka says very clearly, very beautifully, that he is drinking wine under the Supalasha tree. Supalasha tree. Palasha means this tree, flame of the forest. You got that? Yeah. He is drinking wine there, and that is the beginning of the supramental realization. So it is he who is really giving you that realization. So you have to see, if you see from this side, he looks very dark, cruel, harsh, etc., etc. The moment that error is removed, you see all those beautiful, nice aspects of it. You see. All those beautiful, nice aspects of it. Super large. No, so mother's story is all right up to a certain point, in a certain context. Don't extend it beyond that, you see. Because she was not asked any further questions in the context here like that. So you can't hold her responsible for that. And she also says that that is the story she got from Theo. I don't remember now. Is there in the agenda? And she says that she had to live with two of them, with Theo and with Paul. But she also said that they are not asura, they are emanations. Yeah. Theo and Paul. Yeah. But finally, with what tremendous respect she always speaks about Theo. Everywhere you see that. She never said even a single word which is derogatory of him, not even a single word. But of course, for Paul Richard, she, yeah, so she spoke very highly about Theo in that sense, you see. And the fact that she had come in direct contact with them, you see, people have not asked these questions to her in the context of Savitri and all that, you see. So, and you are troubling me.
We want to know.
No, I will only say that, I mean, you have to see mother story in a certain context and don't go beyond that. She also says very definitely that according to Theo, who came first? Falsehood came first or death came first? She poses that question, you see. And she says, according to Theo, it is falsehood who is the cause of death. And she says then, according to Shrebendu, it is death who is the cause of falsehood. Yeah. So, but now those questions are not asked beyond that afterwards. So this 4-4 being, I think we'll take up next time. Then start with that. An ocean spirit dwelt within. Ocean spirit dwelt within. Now it is the description of this ocean spirit as the 4-4 being that will follow in the rest of the section. You see, a flood of freedom and transcendent bliss into immortal lines of beauty rose.